We're breaking down every major X-Wing model in the Star Wars universe, from the classic T-65 to the mysterious StealthX, showing how each evolved across the galaxy's shifting eras and what made them matter in the fight against the Empire. Let's jump in. The T-65B. The T-65B X-Wing was the backbone of the Rebel fleet. Tough, versatile, and built to win. It carried 4 time and back laser cannons on its signature S-foils and 2 Krupp-X MG-7 proton torpedo launchers beneath the fuselage, with a Class 1 hyperdrive and an R2 astromech for navigation and repairs. It could jump into battle anywhere, anytime. Unlike Imperial TIE fighters, the X-Wing had shields, life support, and enough firepower to take on fighters or capital ships alike. Its sublight engines and repulsor lift system gave it impressive agility, often matching or outmaneuvering Imperial fighters despite its heavier frame. According to the Essential Guide to Vehicles and Vessels, the T-65B outclassed TIE fighters in nearly every category, except manufacturing cost and speed of production. Aesthetically, the design drew inspiration from World War II aircraft, especially the P-51 Mustang, with contributions from Joe Johnston and Colin Cantwell during production of A New Hope. Its balanced blend of survivability, mobility, and offensive punch made it ideal for the hit-and-run tactics of the Rebellion. The T-65B earned its legendary status at the Battle of Yavin, where Luke Skywalker piloted Red 5 down the Death Star trench and fired the shot that changed the galaxy, cementing the Starfighter's place in history. The T-65A2. The T-65A2 was a crucial early upgrade to the original T-65B model, developed in direct response to pilot feedback gathered during the Rebellion's initial skirmishes against the Galactic Empire. One of the most significant improvements in the A2 variant was the integration of the Fabritech ANQ 3.6 targeting sensor system, which enhanced lock-on speed by approximately 12%. This advancement allowed pilots to engage enemy targets more quickly and effectively, an essential edge during fast-paced dogfights. In addition to weapon targeting, the T-65A2 saw significant internal adjustments to its shield generators. By rerouting shield power conduits, the recharge delay was reduced, enabling pilots to sustain their shields longer under fire. Maneuverability also improved thanks to subtle modifications in the repulsor lift assist systems, which enhanced roll control and overall flight responsiveness, reinforcing the T-65 series as the backbone of the Rebel Alliance's fighter corps during its formative and most vulnerable stages. The T-65A3. The A3 was a refined evolution of its A2 predecessor, incorporating a series of battlefield-proven upgrades to boost performance, survivability, and mission versatility. A critical enhancement was the installation of redundant power conduits along the S-foil mounts, engineered to prevent weapon lock failures when the wing assemblies took damage, a persistent vulnerability in earlier models. The A3 also featured improved repulsor lift assist matrices, which gave pilots tighter roll control and enhanced flight responsiveness during high-intensity dogfights. Its modular weapon hardpoints were standardized, making it easier to equip underwing missile pods, flare dispensers, or mission-specific payloads without major retrofit work. Shield generators and targeting systems were upgraded, offering better durability and faster lock-on speeds in combat. These enhancements made the A3 a flexible frontline fighter well into the New Republic era. By 25A/BY, it remained in use with elite units like Rogue Squadron. The T-65AC-4, introduced during the later years of the Galactic Civil War, the T-65AC-4 was a next-generation refinement of the original X-Wing platform, developed to meet the evolving demands of frontline combat. It featured advanced avionics that dramatically improved target acquisition, threat detection, and sensor fidelity, giving Rebel pilots a technological edge in increasingly complex engagements. The AC-4 also implemented redundant power and flight control systems, improving survivability when under heavy fire. One of its defining characteristics was a fully modular hardpoint architecture, enabling ground crews to quickly reconfigure the Starfighter's weapons, sensor arrays, or communications gear depending on mission parameters. This upgrade allowed the Rebel fleet to maintain versatility and combat effectiveness without relying on new Starfighter production, a major advantage for an under-resourced military. The AC-4 marked a shift from brute durability to systems integration and adaptability, sustaining the X-Wing's relevance into the final stages of the Rebellion's war effort. The T-65 CA-2. The CA-2 was a combat-focused upgrade introduced during the post-Endor era of the New Republic, designed to extend the operational lifespan of the original T-65 X-Wing platform, while aligning with the fleet's evolving combat needs. Building on the foundation of the earlier A-2 variant, the CA-2 incorporated enhanced avionics, improved targeting computers, and upgraded sensor arrays, greatly improving pilot situational awareness and accuracy during dynamic engagements. Slight hull reinforcements and more efficient shield generators increased the Starfighter's survivability against both energy and projectile weapons, without sacrificing the signature agility that made the T-65 line so effective. These refinements made the CA-2 better suited for prolonged skirmishes against remnant Imperial forces and pirate fleets that emerged in the power vacuum following the fall of the Empire. The modular design of its systems also made the CA-2 easier to maintain and upgrade in decentralized outposts, a major logistical advantage for frontier-based New Republic squadrons. As a result, the T-65 CA-2 served as a frontline multi-role fighter well into the early years of the New Republic, prized for its reliability, adaptability, and battlefield performance. The T-65 DA-1. Developed during the early years of the New Republic era, the T-65 DA-1 was an experimental variant of the classic X-Wing designed to improve operational efficiency by removing the astromech droid socket. Instead, it featured an internal navicomputer and automated diagnostic systems intended to reduce pilot workload and streamline maintenance. However, the lack of an astromech, critical for navigation, real-time repairs, and combat support, proved to be a major drawback in practice. Pilots found the automated systems insufficient in high-pressure combat scenarios, leading to poor operational performance. Due to these issues, the DA-1 was quickly withdrawn from frontline service and retrofitted to reintegrate astromech capabilities. Although its service was brief, the DA-1's legacy highlighted the importance of pilot assist technology and starfighter design during the New Republic era. The T-65 BR XWing Reconnaissance Starfighter. The T-65BR was a reconnaissance variant of the T-65 X-Wing series, specifically adapted for electronic warfare and intelligence-gathering missions. Unlike the T-65R, which focused primarily on stealthy sensor operations by removing proton torpedoes but retaining basic armament, the T-65BR took a further step in stripping down traditional weaponry to maximize space for advanced long-range sensors and sophisticated passive electronic countermeasures. This made the T-65BR even more specialized for covert infiltration into heavily guarded Imperial space. Its primary roles included scouting hyperspace routes, scanning enemy installations for vulnerabilities, and tracking Imperial fleet movements. Due to its reduced firepower and focus on stealth, pilots often flew solo without wingmate support, relying on superior sensor tech and evasive maneuvers to survive. Though lightly armed, the T-65BR was a vital asset for the Rebel Alliance, providing critical intelligence that maintained their tactical edge. The T-65 Advanced. The Advanced variant was an experimental platform that tested new shield technology, cockpit enhancements, and engine upgrades. It served as a prototype to inform future models, bridging gaps between early T-65s and later designs such as the AC-4 and T-70. Due to its experimental status, only a handful were produced. The TX-65. The TX-65 is often cited as a prototype or alternate designation for early T-65 variants with limited concrete lore. It primarily appears in RPG lore as a background reference without extensive detail. The T-70 X-Wing. Introduced by the New Republic, the T-70 was the spiritual successor to the legendary T-65 X-Wing. This next-generation starfighter was designed to be lighter, faster, and more modular than its predecessor. One of the key advancements of the T-70 was its next-gen sensor integration, which greatly improved targeting accuracy and battlefield awareness. The ship also featured improved S-foil deployment mechanics, allowing for quicker transitions between attack and cruise modes. Compatibility with newer BB series astromech droids, enhanced onboard systems, and pilot support, offering better navigation and diagnostics. The T-70 also incorporated retractable weapons and redundant shield generators, increasing its survivability during intense combat. This fighter saw widespread use within the Resistance, partly because the newer T-85 model was more expensive and hampered by Republic bureaucracy. Poe Dameron's signature T-70, known as Black One, featured a sleeker hull design and more powerful engines, marking it as a prototype variant with several enhanced performance capabilities. The T-85 XWing. The T-85 was the most advanced X-Wing starfighter prior to the rise of the First Order. This model represented a significant technological leap over previous versions, incorporating stronger deflector shields and heavier armor plating to improve survivability in combat. Additionally, the T-85 was powered by a more robust reactor core that allowed it to support advanced weapon systems and increased energy demands. These improvements made the T-85 a formidable starfighter on paper, designed to meet the evolving threats faced by the New Republic. Details about this model can be found in Star Wars Resistance and the Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker Visual Dictionary, which highlight its technical sophistication and design evolution. However, despite its advancements, the T-85 never saw combat against the First Order due to the catastrophic destruction of the Hosnian system, which decimated much of the New Republic's fleet. Compared to the lighter and more agile T-70, the T-85 was longer and bulkier, making it less suited for dogfighting and more vulnerable in close-quarter battles. This reality serves as a tragic reminder of the dangers of peace-era complacency, where cutting-edge technology was unable to be fully leveraged before war broke out. The StealthX Wing. The StealthX, also known as the StealthX Wing, is a highly specialized variant of the classic T-65 X-Wing starfighter, developed to fulfill covert reconnaissance and infiltration roles within the New Republic's fleet. The StealthX prioritized stealth and sensor technology over raw firepower, featuring a significantly modified hull with reduced radar and sensor signatures. This was achieved through the integration of stealth plating and advanced electronic countermeasures, allowing the craft to operate deep behind enemy lines with a minimal chance of detection. The StealthX retained the standard quad laser cannon armament of its T-65 predecessors, but sacrificed proton torpedo launchers to make room for long-range sensor arrays and passive sensor suites, enabling real-time tactical data relay to New Republic command. Its propulsion systems were fine-tuned for quieter operation, and the hyperdrive system maintained a Class 1 rating for rapid hyperspace jumps. Astromech droids assigned to StealthX units were often specially programmed to assist with electronic warfare and sensor management. Although the StealthX saw limited frontline combat, its intelligence-gathering capabilities proved invaluable during reconnaissance missions, particularly in mapping enemy fleet movements and hyperspace routes in contested sectors. According to Star Wars, the Essential Guide to Vehicles and Vessels and various Legends sourcebooks, the StealthX represents the New Republic's commitment to tactical versatility and technological innovation in starfighter design. The ARC-170 Starfighter. Worthy of mentioning as the X-Wing's direct ancestor, the ARC-170, or Aggressive Reconnaissance 170, was a heavy long-range strike fighter employed by the Galactic Republic during the Clone Wars. This robust craft featured forward laser cannons, rear-facing defensive turrets, and proton torpedoes, giving it a true multi-role combat profile. It required a 3-member crew: pilot, gunner, and astromech, reflecting its complexity and battlefield role. The ARC-170 pioneered several design elements that would directly inspire the X-Wing series, including independently adjustable S-foils, hyperdrive capability, and astromech integration for repairs and navigation. Though slower and bulkier than later starfighters, its battlefield endurance and versatility made it a prototype for the starfighter philosophy adopted by the Rebel Alliance decades later. The ship's durability and coordinated crew workflow allowed it to operate deep behind enemy lines, performing reconnaissance and direct assault missions with equal effectiveness, solidifying its legacy as one of the Republic's most iconic warbirds. The Z-95 Headhunter. The Z-95 was another key predecessor to the T-65 X-Wing, laying much of the groundwork for what would become the Rebel Alliance's iconic starfighter. Compact and mechanically simpler than later designs, the The Z95 featured 2 to 4 laser cannons depending on the variant and typically lacked hyperdrive in its base form. Its modular design allowed for extensive field modifications, while its durability and ease of maintenance made it a reliable workhorse for planetary defense forces and mercenaries in the Outer Rim. Crucially, many of the T-65 X-Wing's core design elements, such as modular systems, cockpit layout, and weapon hardpoint placement, were directly influenced by the operational experience and design principles that developed through the Z95. This made the Headhunter an essential evolutionary step that bridged earlier Starfighter designs and the advanced capabilities of the X-Wing. Its widespread adoption across various factions, despite lacking advanced systems, underscored its reputation as a rugged, adaptable, and cost-effective platform that could be relied on long after newer models had emerged. So what was your favorite X-Wing? Did you enjoy this deep dive into the legendary Starfighters of the Rebellion? Then hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a breakdown from across the galaxy. Your support keeps this channel flying. Every like and sub fuels more Star Wars lore, more ships, and more deep dives just like this.